The Rizal High School Instructional Delivery Plan is part of the Learning Continuity Plan for the school year 2020-2021. As mentioned during the Stakeholders Convergence, collaboration among the school administration, teachers, parents, and other stakeholders will be the key factor in making this LCP work for the distance learning modality of our Rizalians. This instructional delivery plan will truly test the character and creativity of the RHS stakeholders as we embrace the new realities in the teaching learning instruction for our students and teachers. This is the new normal. This is how the RHS LCP will demonstrate and facilitate the new way of educating our young learners. Let us start with the adoption of a flexible work scheme for our non-teaching personnel. Rizal High School continues to observe alternative work arrangement scheme at this point in time. As per Regional Memorandum Number 11 Series of 2020, only those who are expected to do the essentials are assigned to report to school. These essential workers include property custodian, utility workers for school maintenance and upkeeping, and non-teaching personnel who transact payroll and do personal actions. Teaching personnel are also instructed not to report to school yet because Rizal High School is still being used as a centralized quarantine and isolation facility of COVID-19 patients here in the city of Pasig. RHS is presently implementing the skeleton workforce, work-from-home arrangement, and 4 days in a week extended time for our maintenance team. It is true that there are still some non-teaching personnel who until now continue to work from home because of the difficulty of getting transportation, if not considered as senior citizens are not allowed to go out to travel. The enrollment that happened last June 1 to July 15, 2020 provided Rizal High School the new dimension and strategy on how the students could enroll during the pandemic crisis. DepEd Order Number 7 Series of 2020 gave us the idea on how the remote enrollment, Dropbox, and text-based enrollment would ensure that all the previous students will enroll via their previous advisors. Preparations were made and the execution became smooth and in order because of the help of the guidance office and the leadership of the MIS in charge, Mr. Roel Galvan. The first few days were challenging experiences both to the students and the enrolling teachers. Both were adjusting to the new normal way of enrollment. Adjustments were made. That's why the next succeeding weeks became lighter and easier for everyone. The regular students, including those in the special curriculum, transferees, balik-aral, retained and dropout enrollees all made use of the LESF form for their enrollment. The first day of June was also an opportune time for Rizal High School to be creative and imaginative in terms of informing the public the new system of doing the Brigada Eskwela 2020. The concept of engaging the school education partners, led by the Rizal High School administration, paved the way for the execution of the Stakeholders Convergence for the purpose of not only recognizing the support given by them, but also as a perfect timing of introducing to them the Learning Continuity Plan that RHS will implement in the distance learning modality. Through the Stakeholders Convergence, which happened last July 11, 2020 via FB live streaming, RHS Modified Brigada Eskwela was launched with no less than the city and SDO Pasig officials and other business partners gracing the significant event. RHS Sulong Eduk Brigada created laudable projects like RHS Sulong Edukahon, Project Wattpad, RHS Sulong Eduk GCQ, Project May BP Ka Ba? I-share mo naman kahit isa, RHS Sulong Hatid Serbisyo, Project ML, RHS Sulong Eduk Drive, Project Laptop, and RHS Sulong Eduk Teach. These are all included in the school's Learning Continuity Plan and Service Continuity Plan for the rest of the school year 2020-2021. Though the enrollment period ended last July 15, 2020, Rizal High School continues to entertain late enrollees up to this time. With regards to our latest enrollment, we now have a total of 11,425 students for grade 7 to grade 12. Specifically, we have 1,998 students for grade 7, 1,880 students for grade 8, 1,830 students for grade 9, 1,780 students for grade 10, and 2,446 and 1,480 for grades 11 and 12, respectively. It is to be noted that RHS exceeded the total number of enrollment last year, with 10,800 enrollees as compared to this year's 11,425. As per latest update with our SciPop, we have a total number of 419 teachers from grade 7 to 12. Based on class and teachers program this year, RHS needs 12 teachers for junior high school, while we need 21 teachers for senior high school this school year. In terms of our class organization, 1:50 will be our class size for regular EBEC classes, 1:40 for the senior high school classes, and 1:30 for our special curriculum classes. The access and efficiency indicators like dropout rate, cohort survival rate, and completion rate continue to improve with these numbers as shown in the presentation. We intend to improve our NAT and exit assessment performance in this year's implementation of the Learning Continuity Plan. Part of the school's LCP and overall preparation for the school opening is the conduct of our teachers' readiness in terms of distance learning modality. Based on our recent survey, there are 82% of teachers who have gadgets and connectivity. 16% are teachers who have gadgets but no connectivity. Only 2% of our teachers do not have gadgets and internet connectivity at all. The survey also tells us that 51% of our teachers, which is more than half of their population, prefer to use laptop and digital worksheets, while the other 49% prefer to use the printed self-learning modules. With regards to pertinent training, 89% of RHS teachers have training on distance learning. However, 11% of them is still untrained. We intend to conduct the school-based trainings on the different offline and online LMS platform, training on managing instructions to learners with varied home environment, inclusive education in the pandemic situation, among others in the next coming days, with the help of the division personnel and expertise coming from the stakeholders and our partners. In terms of text-based instructions using FB Messenger, based on our recent survey for teachers, 76% are ready and confident to facilitate their classes through text-based instructions, while 24% of them are still equipping themselves with this platform. Rizal High School will be utilizing the MAE ground floor as the main depot for the organization and distribution of learning packets for our students. The RCE ground floor will also be used, as well as the facade of the alumni building. As we prepare for the opening of classes this school year, we are also preparing some learning clinics for teacher-parent trainings and consultations. Learning clinics are located in the BGLAD office, Guidance and Counseling office, RJ Building for grade 7, New Amang Building for grade 8, RH Hall for grade 9, Computer Building for grade 10, IR Building for grade 11, and MAE Building for grade 12. We are also requesting a small space from the barangay if ever for those parents who would like to go for consultation with our RHS volunteers every Saturday from 9 in the morning to 12 in the afternoon. The actual implementation of the delivery plan of Rizal High School was based on the results of the LSF Survey. After a thorough examination and analysis, the school was able to identify learners with home varied environment. It was found out that 1% of the learners have existing physical condition or LSEN. 8% of the learners have no parental support. 21% of the learners have varied home activities. 29% of the learners have no conducive learning environment at home, and 41% of the learners have unstable internet and mobile data connection. And because of this result, we were able to identify exactly the type of learners we have for this school year. 1. Independent learners. 2. Learners with learner-parent support. 3. learners with poor physical environment or PPE. 4. Learners with good or bad technology support or LGBTS. 5. Learners with good or bad structural home environment or LGBSHE. 6. Multitask learners or ML learners. 7. Learners with special needs. 8. Working students. And 9. Street dwellers. These are the realities that we will address in our LCP. In the resectioning process, we really made use of these results. Sectioning in RHS will now be based on these 4 classifications and not based on the academic average. 1. Learners with gadgets and connectivity, with 10,935 students. 2. Learners with gadgets but no connectivity, with 431 students. 3. Learners with no gadgets and no connectivity, with 59 students. And 4. Learners with varied home environment, with 1,007 students. This means that the kind of instruction that the teachers would give to their students will be in accordance to the kind of learners that they have. The instruction will be focused and intentional. This is what we are referring to a while ago. Students are grouped together accordingly. So, a teacher can expect that in his or her class, all students have gadgets and connection. There are also sections that the teachers could expect to have students who have gadgets but no internet connection. Then, there are those classes that have students with varied home environment. RHS section advisors are already informed of their advisory classes. They are now communicating with their new students with the help of the telephone numbers found in the LESF form. This is also an avenue for them to continuously conduct validations on the LESF form submitted by the students and parents. Included in the class program in RHS is the allocation of at least an hour in a week for their homeroom class, which is intended for the continuous monitoring and follow-ups of the advisors to his or her advisory class. Challenges and problems met by the students and parents can also be entertained during this time. Teachers' workload are still based generally on a 5+1 policy. Teachers who had previous ancillaries and other assignments are now given full loads. The reason being is that all classes shall be done at home. The creation of a text-based instruction in class discussion is the main concern of the department LAC sessions. Trainings and simulation activities are now being demonstrated by each department. Not only the teacher-student interactions are being practiced in the simulation, but also the teacher-parent discussions. The school is now drafting a monitoring system on how this activity will be monitored and supervised by the department heads of the junior high school and the subject group heads of the senior high school. As to the percentage of practicing these text-based instructions with students and parents, there are about 76% of teachers who are confident that they can readily apply this with their students and parents, while 24% of them are still adjusting to this platform. Through the project May BP Ka Ba, i-share mo naman kahit isa. The school was able to determine the number of reams of bond paper to be used, the manpower to work on this project, the management and strategies to be employed, and the identification of other concerned organizations and individuals who may help us produce this number of bond paper that we need for the reproduction of modules. We projected 45,000 reams to be used for us to produce the self-learning modules per quarter. With all the overwhelming and surprising support and assistance, we are now reproducing the modules for our students for the first 2 weeks. We are presently implementing the RESOQA strategy as we manage and ensure the quality of the modules to be given to our students. Reproduction of modules is the initial phase. Sorting out of modules is the second phase, and the third and final phase is the quality assurance of the modules prior to their distribution. Rizal High School is ready for the distribution of learning packets for Rizalians. Each packet includes a tablet or a laptop, digitized worksheets, video lessons uploaded in the tablet or laptop, textbooks as reference materials, writing materials such as ballpen and bond paper, parents' guide and checklist, class schedules, and learning kit checklist. All those will be put in a plastic container called RHS Sulong Edu Kahon and RHS Learning Packet Eco Bag. 150 pieces of RHS Sulong Edu Kahon were already given to the students who are participants of the simulation activities for digital and printed self-learning modules for 3 classes on July 20 to 25, 2020. The rest of the students will receive their RHS Learning Packet in an Eco Bag procured by the RHS administration. Here is the Rizal High School schedule of module distribution from August 17 to 22, 2020. This is a 6-day scheduled distribution of the learning packets to our learners with corresponding date, time, and grade level sections. Here is the summary of distribution by grade level. August 17 for grade 7, August 18 for grade 8, August 19 for grade 9, August 20 for grade 10, August 21 for grade 11, August 22 for grade 12. Take note that the distribution will all start at 7 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. All the section advisors, if allowed, and the groupings for non-teaching staff will distribute the learning packets for all students. With regards to the training of parents of students who are not capable of self-learning, the school intends to collaborate with the Rizal High School Alumni Association Incorporated regarding the conduct of the capacity building for the said parents. We also intend to tap our partners in PETA Art Zone in providing our parents with the much-needed training regarding this issue. Presently, the need for our parents to engage in a discussion through Facebook Messenger is something that we are prioritizing. These are some of the learning checklists and parents' guides that we provided to our parents. We hope that this checklist would help our parents in monitoring the progress of their child's education during the distance learning modality. In summary, this is how we intend to execute our school's learning continuity plan. This is how we set timeline for every preparation we make in school. This is Rizal High School, ready for the school opening come August 24, 2020.